Hello, and today I'm with Patsy Asare, who is the manager of Hale End.
Yes.
But it's known as two sites, isn't it? It's known
Yes.
as...
Maple and Cedar Lodge.
And do you overlook both of them or just one side of them?
Currently, we have got two managers. So really, I should be managing one side and the other manager on the other side. Mm-hmm. And our lovely deputy works between us.
Right. What sort of needs are the service users here? What sort of category are they put into? Like learning difficulties?
So they're mainly autistic with learning difficulties.
And are they of a particular type of age or it doesn't really matter?
We started with the younger group, the 19 to 25s. Mm-hmm. Then we've got 29 to 30. Mm-hmm. And then we've now got a 40-year-old who actually looks like a 25.
Right, okay.
Mm-hmm. Then we've got two 50-year-olds.
Okay.
So mainly our main residents, we've got they're in the 20s, 20 to 24, 29. And then we've got the two 40s and then we've got two 50s. Mm.
How long have you now been with us?
Oh gosh, didn't realize I've been with Magic Life over a year now. And first started, I think, but July, like actually coming up to 2 years.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Sugar.
Yeah, because you first joined Magic Life and you was at Devonshire Lodge.
And that was July 2020.
Yeah.
This is coming up to
2 years.
Unbelievable.
Where were you before?
So before then, I was with a company called Clarion.
Clarion. I think I heard of them.
Yes, Clarion. So they are a big company. Mm-hmm. They're into all sorts, not just supported living was just a small part of them. Mm-hmm. So that is care and support. Mm-hmm. So I was with that department. Mm-hmm. So I was with them from about 2012 until 2019.
So have you always been in this type of work?
Not at all.
Oh really? Well, give me a peek. Where were you before this?
So before this, I was in fashion.
In fashion? Fashion. What were you doing?
So I was working with a design studio.
Yeah.
So I worked with the designers, and I just put together the first samples.
Oh, okay.
So we will get an order in, and then we'll design. So a company will approach, and then they wanted a certain item. So the first samples will be made by the designers, mm-hmm. and I'll put them together.
So how long was you in that altogether?
Altogether, because I came to this country in the 80s, in 1980.
From where?
From Ghana.
Uh-huh.
So then I tried to go to college. Mm-hmm. So I started, and then finances didn't. So I just went into do this piece work.
Yeah.
So I think I stayed with it for a long time, and then I had my children. I had my son in 80, so I did that till about 89, mm-hmm. and then I had my son, and then after that, I thought, fed up with the factory.
Yeah.
So I went into college.
Yeah.
But before then, actually, I tell a lie. Before my son, I just did it for a time. And then I thought, okay, I've done that. I went to London Transport.
Okay, all right.
And I worked as a bus driver.
A bus driver?
On Route 8.
Oh, really?
That was 1986. Thereabout. So I was there. I tell a lie. Hold on, let me get my facts correct. No. So I had my son first, and then I went to work London Transport. That was 1990.
So you must have a PSV license. Is it a PSV license?
Yeah, PVC.
PVC license.
Yes.
Was it public vehicle?
Something like that.
So you
But
trained
it
to be a
says
bus driver.
Yeah.
So you got qualified as a bus driver.
Bus driver.
So if you wanted to, you could go back to be a bus driver.
Back. Yeah, I could go back.
How long did you do bus driving for?
Unfortunately, that I didn't last too long there because
Well, you wanted to go on different trips.
No, I accidentally got pregnant the second time.
Okay.
So my son was quite young.
Yeah.
There's about a year and 8 months between my two kids.
Right.
So when the second one came, the first one was still a baby.
Yeah. So you couldn't do it. So how many months did you actually drive a bus for?
Nearly about a year.
A year. Did you enjoy it?
Because after working in the factory for so long, and I just thought I want to do something outdoors.
Yeah.
Something that didn't keep me inside, and that was always my dream.
Yeah.
So I actually did enjoy it.
Yeah?
Yeah, I did enjoy it. And plus, I suppose because I wasn't there too long, so I didn't see the nasty side of it.
Yeah.
It was...
So was those the open back buses still?
Yes.
So
with the conductor.
Oh, okay. So you sat in, because those front of the buses just had one driving. You didn't...
No. You had just you.
Those are big old buses, aren't they?
Yes.
And those are... So you drove one of those big things?
I drove one of those for about... So it would be about just under a year.
So did you have to do the training in the skid pan thing?
Yes.
So you was like, look,
yes.
I mean, for anyone listening to this, you're not the biggest person in the world. You're quite petite, aren't you? It strikes me quite funny to see you, little Patsy, behind the big.
People. I used to get those days, and people, and especially as I was pregnant towards the end.
So you were driving whilst pregnant as well?
Yes, and I get people looking at me and say, "Are you allowed to do this?"
Yeah.
Yeah. But...
So did you do the big skid pan thing?
Yes.
Was it fun?
Well, at the time, it was just what you did. So.
Wow.
Yeah, so I did that. Not for long, but I did it.
Yeah. And what route were you on?
Route 8.
Where's that from?
From to Willesden, from Ford.
Yeah.
What is it called? That was Roman Hill.
Right.
Yeah, that one, and then to Willesden Garage.
Quite a long run.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. So you've had quite a bit of a diverse career, haven't you?
Well, that is what I tried to do. So that's how I ended after the fashion. And I just thought, I think I want to be somewhere that I could see a difference. When my daughter was coming up to school age, that's when I went back to college.
Right.
East London College, and I did fashion properly.
Yeah.
So that's where I went into design studio to try and do design.
Yeah.
But then I started on the tables trying to put part samples together, and I stayed.
Right.
I didn't move up.
So when you was at college, were you doing all the sort of pattern cutting and grading and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Was that a bit of a skill as well, to do the grading?
Well, because sewing is always been, I never officially learnt it.
Yeah.
When I was younger. But it was something that I could do.
Yeah.
And my mum encouraged me. So
yeah.
I thought if I couldn't do interior design, because that's what I came here to do, and it was very expensive, couldn't afford it, and college, trying to go to college and support myself became impossible. So if I couldn't do that, the other alternative was fashion design.
Yeah.
So that's why I went to college.
So you did a bit of fashion design when you were younger. Then you had a spell as a bus driver. And did you go from bus driver to this type of work, or did you go back to fashion?
So I went back to fashion.
Yeah.
So that's when I went to the design studios.
Yeah.
And that's where I stayed for a long time.
Yeah.
So I stayed there till 2009. And I thought, I'm fed up.
Yeah, you had too much of it.
So I went to uni.
Right.
So I went to University of East London,
And what was you studying?
public health.
Public health. Mm. So did you have a like a goal in mind what you wanted to do next?
Yes.
What was that?
To do a health and safety officer.
Okay.
So that was the plan.
Right.
And I was told that course will get me to do it.
Yeah.
So after 2 years, and then I finished uni, got my degree. Then I tried to apply for jobs as a health and safety officer.
Yeah.
And apparently, there's a special course to do for that. You couldn't just work with the certificate, the degree that I had.
Right.
So that was another 2 years that I was meant to do, and I just...
So no, I'm done with this. I dedicated 2 years. I can't do another 2 years.
Yes, exactly. Because I was still getting on, and I just didn't feel I didn't have the energy to be studying and looking after young kids.
Yeah.
So that means part of while I was looking into it, part of it was to get some experience in health care.
Right.
So that is why then I started applying for jobs, and then I applied to go to work with Clarion, their supported living side of things, which is care and support. That's what they used to call themselves.
Yeah.
So that's where I joined them.
So did the qualification help you get that job?
No.
No. So it had no bearing on it at all. No. So you applied. You thought, okay, I'm going to give this a go.
And then I thought I'll get a bit of 6 months experience in the care side of things, and then go back and apply.
Right.
And I never did.
Right. Okay. And then when you started working in this sector, sort of supporting people, how did you find it?
Because with Clarion, and it was dom care, really.
Yeah.
So it was, I guess it was a different thing to me.
Yeah.
And I started traveling and going to see people. So because I was going to people's homes, and then I traveled all the way from East London to Morden.
That's a long way.
Yes, because they had some people there that needed. So I was all over the place. And it wasn't like the most enjoyable, but then you meet people and you think you can't just abandon them, and that's what kept me there.
So do you feel being a mother that mothering instinct, looking after, played a factor into it, or is it just in your nature?
It's just me.
So how did you get to find about Magic Life?
That was through Jennifer.
So you were working with Jennifer Douglas, who was...
Yeah, so I was there, and then she joined us. But because I was with the company before anyway, when we moved to Wimel Court, we needed another senior, and Jennifer applied, and she joined me in the office, and that's how we met.
So for anyone listening, Jennifer Douglas, who's now... with two babies or one baby?
2 babies.
2 babies. She's now a full-time mum, and she was managing here, but she started at Devonshire firstly. So she then obviously gave you a call and said, "Hey Patsy, I need you down at Devonshire." So you've done your time at Devonshire, and then you got sort of moved over here.
So I went. Unfortunately, my sister.
Ah, yes.
Passed away, and I had to stop and go back home. So by the time I returned, Jennifer had moved, because it was always the plan that she would move down here.
Yes, that's right.
And then I would be left at Devonshire. So by the time I returned, she had moved here, and then the decision was made for somebody, because I went for quite some time.
How long was you back home?
I think 3 months.
3 months?
Yeah.
So were you looking after your sister there?
So it wasn't, no, my sister had died.
Right.
So my other sister, yes. Yeah. So my other sister that was there was a lot of, so she was there by herself and her daughter only. And
so you just had to support the family at that time,
and
right?
then family business and everything that we needed to do. So, so that is Yeah, and it was just difficult to just leave things and come back.
Of course. So when you came back, had you known that things had changed?
Jennifer, a few weeks before I came back, so I was still speaking to Jennifer, and the plan was still for me to go back to Devonshire. So about 2 weeks before I came back, Jennifer called me and said, change of plan.
Yeah.
Devonshire is now got PAV.
Yeah.
So you're coming here and you're going to join me here.
Right.
And I thought, yep. Because I'm 5 minutes away from here.
Oh, so
yeah. So
it's
obviously it's much better for me because, I live in Clearholt.
Yeah.
It's not far. So it worked out okay.
Yeah.
And Jennifer, I've worked with her a long time and, we get on work-wise, we get on great. So it was really...
Yeah, but the traitor's now gone. She's left us.
Yes, she has.
No, she's lovely. I mean,
so,
obviously her heart is on her young children now.
Yeah.
She's got to focus on
it
that.
wasn't working.
So you're now steering the ship.
Trying to.
You're doing a great job. You're doing a great job.
Yes, yeah.
What do you get out of the job?
What do I get out of the job? Toby, I've seen great growth in him. He's just a confident young person. He's laughing with everybody. It's just and Raphael, who we didn't ever think we can teach anything to. He's, he's still got his challenges, but he will come to you. And now, a lot of the time, he's pointing to go and use the toilet. We never thought that would ever happen.
So when you see these markers within the people that we support, how does that make you feel?
Well, there's always more that you want to do.
Oh, you're hard on yourself.
And especially I look at when we went to assess Jude. And I saw how he was, and I just thought, all he needs is a bit of love.
Right.
Somebody to show him love, and I want him here. And right now, I just feel I haven't got out of him what I want to see. And I don't think he's where I need him to be.
Okay, so a little bit more work involved.
And that is something that is the thing that pushes me to see that. So
would you think you've found your area of expertise, or you think you might do another career?
No. So right now, as my dear husband Julie said,
Julie's your work husband, is she?
Yes, my work husband. 80-year-old Patsy.
Yeah.
I'm just looking forward to the day when I would say I've done my bit for society and retire. So from here, the plan is to retire.
And is that to retire in the UK or back home in Ghana?
No, for here.
Yeah.
Retire here, but then you don't know. So it's always going to be here, but how much time I spend here and back home, I don't know.
So would you like to split your time a little bit between Ghana and here?
Yes. That would be ideal.
A nice little balance.
Yes.
But you seem so young. You're not ready to retire yet, Patsy.
Joe, look.
You're quite a risk taker, aren't you?
I try to be. I'm not afraid to try new things.
Yeah.
And that was always what I wanted. Like, I would try anything once in my lifetime.
Yeah. I mean, because you left, obviously, Ghana. You came over here. You had a career path in mind. That didn't work out, so you went one way. Then you had your children. And then, let me try this part. I mean, how long was the training for a bus driver? It's got to be a month or two.
No. Yeah. So you did, and then you had other training as well. As you went.
I mean, that's for some people. That's quite a lot. And then you did that. Well, okay. And then you did a 2-year degree, right?
Yeah. So I did. Yes, I did the college.
Yeah.
For the fashion. And then after that, I did the degree as
well. And then
I end up here.
You end up being a project manager.
Yeah.
It's great. It's great. So in regards to when you're supporting people with needs, and you see sort of, okay, I've made a difference, it must make you feel great.
It just, I don't know, maybe I'm very critical of myself and I want to see more than I can see.
Yeah.
So it's always like not quite.
Yeah. So are you hard on yourself all the time?
Possibly.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Because I sort of asked that question twice in a slightly different way, and you've replied the same way twice. You're quite critical of yourself.
Possibly.
Have you always been that way, do you think?
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that is why I'm always looking to go, like, can I try that one? Can I do that? Just, yeah, I think so. And people have actually said that I'm a bit too hard on myself.
Yeah. But do you find you need that to push on for things?
Yeah.
It gives you strength.
Otherwise, you get too complacent.
Yeah. So you don't rest on your laurels so much.
No.
You like to push forward all the time.
Try to see what is out there, what can be done better.
I suppose it's a quality that you don't really find so much now. I don't see it in so many people so much anymore. You know, that quality to keep on striving for better and better. What do you think makes a good support worker? When you get someone coming in, what's the skills you're looking at?
What I'm looking for, I mean, there's a lot of people that come and they haven't done it before. But you come in and you're just like, I want to do this. So if you're coming in and looking at all the difficulties that is in your way, you're not going to do it. You just come in and say that I'm going to try and do it. And I'm going to, doesn't matter what comes in my way, don't just see the negative or the difficulties all the time. And be willing, open to do it. Because there's always going to be difficulties. There's going to be things getting in the way. If you focus on that, then you're not going to be a good support worker. Just think why you're there and who you can help. And why, these people, they're here, they need us. And it's just, I get a lot of people that I can support this person. And I know that sometimes, you have to make the decision that you're not cut out for that. But that is got to be the last.
Yeah. Once you've given it a good try,
yes.
If this is not for you, then it's not for you.
But it's not for you.
The thing is the benefits that some people get from working within this area far outweigh the difficulties. When you see, I see it all the time because I'm going to different projects and I see the improvement. Because I'm not here daily, I get to see the jumps, if you see what I mean. So when I go to different projects and I see, wow, this person's doing this or this person's doing that, and they seem happy and they seem, happier in their lives. And this, I get personally a lot of enjoyment out of that. That's why we do the magazine to show this. And part of this podcast is to basically show people outside of the organisation that being a support worker, working in this, it can be really rewarding.
Yes, very rewarding.
And can be a lifelong career and you can progress. And that was really the idea behind doing it, is to show people what a great industry, and every day is a different day. And I thought the best way to introduce that to a wider audience is by doing a podcast and interviewing people like you who've had a very diverse career and have come into this field and say, So that's why I'm interested in your perspective of what makes a good support worker. What do you get from it?
You just have got to want to do it. Simple. And once you've got that energy, you want to do it. You're always going to learn new things. You're always going to make mistakes. Don't be afraid to make the mistakes and learn from it. Simple as that.
But you get self-satisfaction. That you've made a difference. And most of the people I've spoken to in regards to this podcast say the same thing. The satisfaction that they get from seeing the work that you've done with someone and bear the fruits of that, it cannot be quantified by money.
No. And the way, for me, that's why maybe I feel sometimes I'm just looking to see too much.
Well, that's not a bad thing.
And I just think, go on. And that's what keeps me awake at night.
Yeah.
Coming in and trying to carry on and see if today can be better.
Well, Patsy, I'm going to summarize it that you're a hard worker, high achiever, very critical, multi-talented. Yeah.
Bless you.
Yeah. And you're a credit to us. Thanks
Thank
very
you.
much for giving me your time today. I really appreciate it. Giving me a little insight into the background of Patsy. How do I pronounce her? Patsy Asare.
Asare.
Asare. Well, that was it, guys. Thanks for listening.
Thank you very much, Joe.